Yeah. Load. Chapter 4.
賑やかなのはいいけれど、なんか怪しげな雰囲気だな。
Oh, I like how the place is so full of life, but something feels off here.
闇市ですよ。統制経済の下ではありがちな光景です。
This is a black market and a controlled economy. You can find these anywhere, anytime. Walking through a place like this alongside this beautiful woman, it really is kind of
父さ
unsettling.
ん、あまりキョロキョロしない方がいいですよ。
Try not to be so fidgety.
どうして？
買い
Why?
物に不慣れなよそ者だと思われるかもしれません。
They might take you for an outsider who has no experience shopping in places like these. Her words are polite and she looks out for me with great care, but I still feel a distance between us, like she's keeping me at arm's length. And now that I'm used to her pretty smile, I'm bothered by how cold it is.
注意。
Lieutenant, suddenly Rain yells out and grabs the man's arm. His hands holding a somewhat familiar wallet.
俺の財布？
Is that my wallet?
勘弁してくれよ姉ちゃん。これは出来心。この兄ちゃんが好きだらけだったんで、つい。
Ow, give me a break, lady. I couldn't help myself. I mean, this guy was such an easy
ごめん
target.
なさい。
Get lost. The man runs off holding his arm in pain.
だから申し上げたのです。この町は危険なんですよ。
This is why I warned you, this area is dangerous. With a defeated sigh, she returns my wallet.
すまない。
Sorry. I got her mad at me again.
いえ、でも
Oh, but my expression suddenly changes from a strained look to one of
無理
sympathy.
のないことですよね。今のコウさんにとってはとても
It's
珍しい。
understandable. It's understandable. This is all new to you now, isn't it?
うん、そうなんだよな。なんでついあちこち見回して油断しちまった。
Yeah, that's the thing. That's why I was walking around and not paying attention.
気をつけましょう。私も気をつけます。
Please be more careful. I'll do the same.
悪いね。なんかレインには世話かけっぱなしだよ。
Sorry, I keep causing you trouble.
私は注意の部下ですから当然の行為です。
That's what I'm here for. I'm a subordinate. She puts on a smile
行きまし
again.
ょう。私など護衛についた武男の軍曹と思ってくだされば結構です。
I wonder who Rain is. I'm guessing she won't be in the school or whatever. Let's go. Just think of me as your brawny, sergeant bodyguard.
難しいことを言うな。
Now that's a tall order. I follow Rain into the black market. Everywhere I look I see stores with old clothes and ration packages, plus automatic rifles and bundles of ammo.
おいおい、こんなものまで売っているのか？
Oh, they're even selling weaponry? When I stop and stare, the person minding the store gives me a big, uneven smile.
いらっしゃい、兵隊さん。一体何がお
Welcome, Mr. Soldier, sir. What can I get for ya? The store is stocked to the brim with ammo, grenades, and military software packages. And then there's a bunch of airtight cases piled up like hands. The cases have an ominous symbol engraved on them, a warning symbol for nanomachines inside.
ナノマシンまで売っているのか？こんな露店で。
You can even buy nanomachines at a roadside stall. Nanomachines. I'm being treated by nanomachines at this very moment too, sure. They're protein robots that recompose matter from the ground up according to their code. They're miracle tech that can significantly advance our civilization. At the same time, they're also dangerous substances that can cause disasters if misused. I wouldn't buy a nanomachine from like one of these shops. As such, their usage is strictly regulated, or so I thought.
医療用なの。1000ユニ。これなら腕がちぎれてもゲラゲラ笑ってられるって調べですよ。
1,000 units of medical nanomachines. With these, you can even laugh off a shredded arm. I wonder how much units I have inside of
一体
me.
こんなものをどこから？
Where did you get this? As I mutter in disbelief, Rain gently pats me on the
売
shoulder.
られているのは医療用や工作用のナノ。比較的無害なものばかりです。
I have medical or malfunctioning nanomachines, mostly harmless ones. I think malfunctioning ones are harmless, but okay.
無害ってそ れでもナノマシンの入手にはそれなりの資格や手続きが。
Well, I guess it could just be like broken or something harmless. Even then, there should be a lot of paperwork involved. She shakes her head, cutting me off. Yes, paperwork is meaningless in a market that sells guns in broad
そ
daylight.
れでもさすがに殺傷目的のナノは扱っていないみたいだな。
But I guess lethal nanomachines are a bridge too far, huh?
そんなもの大っぴらには売れませんよ。
And can't sell that in broad daylight, sir.
つまり大っぴらじゃなければ売ってくれるってことか。
So you sell them otherwise? The guy just smiles and points at a stall a little further off. I see a guy who looks like a mercenary takes a duralumin case with the GU logo on it from the stall owner.
ジオナノマシン。統合軍の輸出品か？
Military nanomachines smuggled from the GU army?
まさかマークは偽装でしょ。
Unlikely. The logo must be a fake.
無論そうでさ。
Huh?
で
Of
も
course
ナノ
it
マ
is.
シンの品質じゃ鈴代氏ブランドが一番ですよ。
When it comes to nanomachine quality, the Suzu Shiro brand is the best there is.
お客さんもどうです？
Would you like some as well?
興味ありません。行きましょう、コウさん。
Not interested, let's go. Rain tugs at my sleeve. I notice a a constable walking towards us. The CDF is a military police organization that the manipulate Mooney Cipaliti. The municipality wants to maintain law and order in the city. That doesn't sound right. I don't know what that word is. I've seen it a lot though. After we pass the constable, I turn around and see him exchanging pleasantries with the guy we were just talking to.
なんだろうな。あの店員、巡査に金を握らせていたぞ。
Is it just me or was that guy handing the constable some money?
見せしめに逮捕されないために小遣いを渡しているのでしょう。
We wants to avoid being arrested and made an example out of.
要するに賄賂じゃないか。CDF は町の治安を回復する気がないのか？
It's not just a bribe. Doesn't the CTF care about improving the law and order situation here? Probably not.
闇市が存在しなければどこの町の経済は成り立ちませんよ。
Beneath the black market, the city's economy will likely collapse without it. She ends that conversation then starts walking towards another store.
本当にここって俺の生まれた国なのか？
Is this really the province I was born and raised in? I can hardly recognize it anymore. I fall off to rain at a brisk pace. Chapter 5, NPC. Me? Who's the NPC?
寒くありませんか、コウさん。
Are you cold, Ko?
ああ、大丈夫。気を使ってくれてありがとう。
No, I'm fine, thanks for asking. Rain has brought us to a downtown Suzushiro. There's a foul stench in the air and everyone walking in the streets here has lust to glint in their eyes. I stop for a second and look up at the sky, but the veil of thick clouds keep this sight out of the sun and blue skies for
で
me.
も、どうしてここはこんなに暗くて寒いんだろう。
Why is it so cold and dreary here anyway? There's no trace of the bright sunshine I saw in my flashbacks.
気候の悪化は様々な環境汚染が原因であることは明白ですが、ことこの鈴代に関しては
Quite clear that pollution has changed our climate for the worse, but when it comes to
あれ
Suzushiro,
の一因でしょうか。
that also plays a part, I would say. Sky Tower? She joins me and looks up at the sky, but in a different direction, where skyscrapers soar far, far above.
アーコロジーか。
Archaeology? Huh? A massive structure that's over 1,000 meters tall, is a self-contained residential area that could house the entire population of a last century city. What are these called, like, megastructures? I don't know. Suzushiro Archaeology, Mid-Spire. People have made like plans to build stuff like this in like in real life, right? I think it's What, is it too expensive or it's something? Is there not enough space? I saw one where it's just like this, but like the top part is really heavy, so like it's in the atmosphere but outside at the same time. What was I saying? Oh wait, no, that's a different one. That's like flying, isn't it? But it's inside and outside at the same time. The atmosphere, like both halves are sort of like gliding through the air. I don't know how feasible that is in reality, but I've heard of the idea. Yeah, it has a highly imposing and oppressive appearance, and you can't even see its peak without bending your neck way
都
back.
市機能の中枢部であり本体。あそこにはシティ人口の2割と富の 70% が集約されています。
As the center and core of city operations, it is home to 20% of the city's population, 70% of its wealth. She drops me those facts while still gazing
なか
upwards.
なかに素晴らしい格差だな。
That's quite the class disparity.
飢えたる世界では弱者はより弱くなり、強者はより強くなるものです。
In a starving society, the weak grow weaker and the strong grow stronger. So the massive mid-spire also casts a long dark shadow at its foot, huh?
シティの住民の7割が正式な市民権を持たず、社会保障も受けられずにいます。
70% of the citizens here don't hold official registry, and thus have no civil rights or social security. Our eyes still fixated on the mid-spire now take on an intense look.
難民の暴動が頻繁と言ってたな。
You did say you did say riots frequently break out among
地も
migrants.
海も空も荒れ果ててしまっていますから。コウさんが学園生だった頃よりさらに。
You're so quiet. The land, the sea, and the skies have fallen into ruin now. Things are much, much worse than when you were a student. Even back then, our planet was sick and dying. Centuries of pollution and war had appeased its resources, and it could no longer provide for the huge population. But I'm sure we were still trying to turn things
環境
around.
再生計画を放棄されてしまったのか？
Was the environmental revival project abandoned? A term that instinctively came to mind, a dredge of fragments of my memories. In the past century, you initiated several programs to rehabilitate our environment. In fact, Seiju Academy was built on land reclaimed by one of those
計画は
programs.
頓挫、形骸化しました。微々たる規模で今も進められてはいますが、
Setback after setback turned the project into a shadow of its former self. I do believe it's still active on a much smaller scale than
末
before,
期の病人に薬を投与し、無理に延命しているようなものです。
with someone like a terminally ill patient on life support now.
末期の病人か。特効薬でもあればいいんだけどな。
Terminally ill, huh? If only there was a miracle drug to cure it.
絶望が地に満ちても諦めてはなりません。
What is this, the big bad? As much as despair overruns our land, we must not lose hope. A bellowing voice endorsed my thoughts. A bunch of people in robes have gathered in one of the corners of the street, and a monitor in the center of the crowd is displaying a man delivering a message. A religious group? I thought the story was about tech. More than worshipping the tech gods?
我々は物質の束縛を逃れ新天地を創造した。これはあらかじめ定められた計画であったので。
We broke free of our physical shackles and created a new world. This was always fated to happen. We're talking about the interwebs.
その計画は我らの遺伝子にプログラムされていた偉大なるソフィアを悪しき偽りの世界に降臨させるため。
Well, it was programmed into our very DNA, all in order to summon our goddess, Sophia. Who's that? I guess they'll tell me later. To this fake world. So Sophia's on the interwebs. Or you calling the real world the fake world and the internet the real world? The man throws up his arms and preaches in an entranced voice as his madness As his madly passionate speech continues, it catches the pedestrians' attention to bring them to a halt. Dominium.
ドミニオン
That's when I finally noticed the banner they're holding up.
十字のシンボル連中はサタニストか何かなのか
And a red cross. Are they Satanists or something?
違いますが
Not
似
really.
たようなものかもしれません。
I guess you could say they're
彼ら
similar.
はサイバーグノーシス主義と称する教義を崇める狂信的な宗教カルト団体です。
They cult of fanatics that worship the doctrine of what is called cyber genetics.
演説を行っているのは現在彼らを率いているグレゴリー神父です。
The speaker is Father Gregory, their current
ド
leader.
ミニオン狂信カルトか教祖は救世主の生まれ変わりとかそれとも無ビューの預言者様だったりするわけか
Dominium, a fanatic cult, huh? Was their founder a reincarnation of the Messiah, or maybe an infallible prophet?
彼らの教義によればこの世は悪意ある存在により作られたバーチャルらしいです。
You know by their teachings, this is a virtual world fabricated by evil.
そして AI こそは思考の女神ソフィアの化身でありその導きに従い人は量子的生命に進化すべきものだ。
And AI is the avatar of their supreme goddess, Sophia. They say we should all follow her guidance and evolve into a quantum being or something. Quantum being.
この世は仮想 AI が神様か現実逃避にも程があるな
Isn't quantum mechanics like that thing where, like that cat thing? Where you don't know what something is until you observe it? So what's a quantum, like cyberbrain people? No wait, they're always on the internet, aren't they? What's something you wouldn't know? Something you couldn't type up on the internet or not? What kind of person is that? Someone that can really go between both realms and they can take their physical form there? Interesting. This is a virtual world and AI is a goddess. Talk about escapism.
ドミニオンに関する詳細なデータをネットから見つけてきましたがどうします？
I pulled some detailed data regarding Dominion from the internet.
見せてもらえるかな
Could you show me?
いや
I immediately received a bunch of data, including a broad outline of Dominion, pictures of their father,
グノ
etc.
ーシス派は太古のキリスト教を異端化
Gnosticism was a prominent heretical movement of Christianity.
それがネット時代に入ってから
I don't
サイバ
know
ー
that
グ
word.
ノーシスと呼ばれる思想運動に生まれ変わりました。
Has now returned in the internet era as the ideology known as cyber Gnosticism.
元来サイバーグノーシス派は信奉者も少なく活動も至って施策的で平和な存在だったのです。
Christianity was a peaceful movement with a few members. Its activity is limited to philosophical
十
pursuits.
数年前グレゴリー神父あのモニターに映っている人物ですが
But a dozen or so years ago, Father Gregory, the man you see on the
彼ら
screen,
の教義に独自の解釈を加え現在のドミニオンの母体となる教団を立ち上げました。
he propagated his own take on their doctrine and founded the cult that would later become Dominion. So, there's a cult that worships the internet, and there's also people that, there's people who think that we shouldn't be connected to the internet and call everyone who is alienist. Or do those people no longer exist anymore? I don't know. This is the
ド
present.
ミニオンは信者を集め勢力を急速に拡大
They rapidly gain believers and increase their spheres of influence.
しかし当局の介入を招き教団は解体
However, this caused the attention of the authorities and the cult was disbanded.
教祖であるグレゴリー神父は行方不明 おそらく謀殺されたのだろうと言われています。
I found it Gregory when rumors say he was murdered. Oh, then who's that on the internet? Is that like a recording?
カルト集団崩壊のパターンといえば
So no way these things usually end.
信者たちの集団自決事件です。神父は信者に対し、ネットで儀式にのっとり自決すれば、より高次の精神体に融合できると考え、
Indeed, the believers commit suicide en masse. Gregory convinces believers that a ritual online suicide would help them ascend into higher spiritual bodies. That's insane.
最悪です。
I very much concur. Going by the way she spits out those words, I can tell she really hates Dominion with every fiber of her being.
我々はさらなる進化の過程にあるのです。汚れと偽りに満ちた存在から汚れなき量子的生命への過程へ。
What's in the purpose of further evolution and for us to become pure quantum life forms? Well, they're all dead, but then why would they bring this up? Obviously they're gonna come back or something. Or it has something to do with like the Sophia AI that was introduced. But something she said doesn't make sense to
行
me.
方不明になったというグレゴリー神父とやら今目の前で演説していないか？
Can you see Father Gregory went missing? Then why doesn't he give a speech right
数
here?
年前、再びネットに現れ、教団を再興したのです。本人は復活したと主張していますが、
He showed up online a few years ago and reformed the cult. He says he was
死
reborn.
んだはずの神父様が地獄から帰還。ありがちなパフォーマンスだな。
Dead priest came back from hell. Talk about cliches.
はっきりしているのは、彼らは悪質なカルト教団で世界中で問題を起こし、当局にマークされている存在だということです。
The only facts we know are that it's a malicious cult that is causing so many problems worldwide that the authorities can no longer ignore
問題
it.
っていうと
Problems
信者を洗脳監禁とかそんなところか？
like holding its members captive and brainwashing them and
加
stuff.
えてここ数年は急激に規模を拡大、武装化。
So that has grown rapidly in size and taken up arms these past few
今
years.
では CDF にも迂闊に手を打つような一大勢力に成長している。
At this point, it's become an organization so powerful, the CDF has to think twice about messing with it.
信じたくない話だな。
Unbelievable.
ここ鈴代市は彼らドミニオンの主要拠点です。
Suzushiro is a primary base of Dominion's operations. Isn't that here?
この町で非合法に密造されるバイオナノ製品が彼らの資金源になっていると噂されています。
We see that the bio dash and nanotechnology of bootlegging industry here is what's funding them.
統合政府はドミニオンをどうして放置しているんだ？
Why is the GU turning a blind eye to Dominion?
統合政府の軍隊、統合軍は原則として自治州政府の要請がない限り自治州での軍事活動はできませんから。
Dominion. The GU army doesn't have the power to carry out military operations in any province unless the government makes a
なので
request.
稼いだ金を議員の誰かに献金してカルトの存在を黙認してもらっているのでしょう。
Dominion must be funneling some of its nano machines' profits to some politician in exchange for letting it roam free.
血と汚れに満ちた偽りの歴史を思い返すのです。我々は常に騙されている。悪しき陰謀にとらわれている。
Think back on mankind's dirty, bloody history. We've all been deceived, trapped in an evil conspiracy. The speech reaches a fever pitch, and the priest in the monitor while he swings his arms about as he appeals to his audience. I've also looked away from the monitor because listening to the guy makes me sick.
行きましょう。
Let's go. The rain motions that we should leave, and that's when I hear footsteps rumbling behind me. Move. Some masked men make the entrance and shove me out of the way. They're holding glossy black toe mats in their hands.
我らが母なる大地よ、永遠なれ。
Where the earth will live forever. recognize that slogan. They're anti-AI activists. And fire rings out in the streets and people scream as the cultists fall over like bowling
いま
pins.
すよ注意
We should get out of here, Lieutenant.
あ
Yeah. We hastily leave the streets, which is now filled with angry roars and terrified screams.
おばさんの会社、俺が覚えている時よりはるかに大きくなっているな。
Gate. My aunt's offices have gotten a lot bigger than I
アー
remember.
クはこの州で最も大きな企業の一つ
Ark is one of the
ネッ
biggest
ト関連では
corporations.
世界的に有名な H 企業ですから
Ark is one of the biggest corporations in this province. It's a cutting-edge company that's renowned in the world over for its cyber
灰
technology.
色のクリスマスでなくなったものばかりじゃないってことか。
There are some positives to Great Christmas, huh? Ark Industries, the company that the government entrusted with Mother, the AI that governs this province, following the end of the war, cementing its position at the top of the cyber industry. Okay. It dabbles in a wide range of services, ranging from the main AI business to building virtual spaces, NPCs, brain chips, and shimikrums. You could say they could cover practically everything in the online
灰
sphere.
色のクリスマスの後この州の情勢は大きく変化しました
After Great Christmas, things in this province changed
今で
drastically.
はアークも自社開発のシミクラムで PMC を組織しています
Ark is even running a PMC using in-house shimikrums now.
それは知らなかったな。
That I didn't know.
思い出せないだけか。
Well, I guess I just didn't remember. The building is definitely silent, with human presence few and far between. Looking at the seemingly endless floors with glossy, with glowing walls, makes me feel like I'm
ま
online.
るで迷路だな。糸巻きでも持参すればよかったよ。
Or is this a maze? Maybe we should have brought a ball and threads with us.
門倉光様、前方の通路を右にお曲がりください。
Mr. Kadoko, please take the right, take the right up ahead. This?
ちゃんとモニターしてくれているようですね
Yeah, looks like they're keeping an eye on us.
スモークも必要だったかな。
Did we need to bring some smoke grenades, maybe? Joke around to hide that I'm tensing up inside. This always happens when I'm about to meet my aunt. A scientist and a witch. Even a genius like Aki has to admit she's no match for her.
右手のドアからお入りください。立花社長がお待ちです。
Please enter the door to your right. President, Tachibana will see you now. Guided by the machine's voice, we enter the room where my aunt awaits. Beyond the door lies an absolutely gigantic space.
なんだこりゃ。
What the hell? These metal walls and internal structures stretch out as far as the eye can see. It's an all too massive man-made space, almost like a space colony of sorts.
ここはネットです
This is the
扉をくぐった
internet.
後強制的に没入させられたようですね
We're forced to dive
リア
as
ル
soon as we
ボディを
pass
そ
the
のまま
door.
保護されるわけですか
Suppose they just took our unconscious bodies in after that. Even the veins got cold, so like pulling down her forehead at all through
電
this
脳
time.
化された人間以外は立ち入り禁止か。まったく完璧な保安対策だな。
What people with brain chips can get, and that's one house security mechanism. They can force you to dive. I didn't know that was a thing.
注意してくださいどうやらここはリミッターの影響範囲内のようです
Be careful, it seems this area is unaffected by the limiter. Cautiously walk down a passage, and see a giant iris bulb at the end of it. Going by the structure around it, it probably has a diameter of a few hundred virtual meters.
さすがバーチャル屈指の大企業ですね自社で SQAI を保持しているだけあります
Expecting nothing less from one of the world's leading corporations in virtual tech. No wonder they can run S-class AI in-house.
昔から AI 絡みには強かったみたいだけどな。今は一体どんな事業に手をつけているんだ。
It was up there when it came to AI tech though. What else are they dabbling in
仮
now?
想関連のあらゆる業種に手をつけていますよ中でも NPC の製造運用と独自基準の仮想空間運営で知られています
Involved in every kind of cyber tech industry imaginable. Among those, particularly famous for their NPC businesses and their property virtual space property
独自基準の仮想空間運営
property virtual space
アー
doesn't
クの仮想
seem
空間
right.
都市きっと今にわかりますよ
Axel Cyber City, you'll find us soon enough. We reach the end of the passage. While we're chatting, there's a big double-sided door lying ominously in wait.
失礼します
Excuse us. I hear my voice and open the door. Within that sparkling crystal palace stands Sarah, Tachibana, looking the same as she always did. Sarah. Okay. Is this your aunt? Why does she look like that?
お久しぶりねコウさん
Just thinks here. It's been a while, Co. She greets me with an aloof voice. Her eyes are pointed in my general direction, but it feels like she's looking past me and gazing into the
ご無沙
distance.
汰していますおばさん
It sure has been Aunt Sarah. Overrun by her presence, I inadvertently give her a
記
deep
憶
bow.
障害らしいわね
I hear you have
え
amnesia.
えまあ
That's right.
事情は把握している
I know the story.
わ安心しなさいもしもの時は私たちがかくまってあげる
Rest assured, should worse come to worse, we shall provide you shelter. Or should worse come to worse, what?
ありがとうございます
That'd be great, thank you very much. You mean if I can't do anything? She's on the ball as always, and this doesn't come as any surprise at all. Or is it because like my father wants me? You're saying you can protect me against him? After all, she's the witch of the cyber world. She's connected directly to the AI and has access to vast amounts of data at all times. She has a similar aura to Aki, but without her laziness or warmth. She's more cold and almost like an
レイジ
NPC.
さんの誘いを断ったようだけどこれから一体どうするつもりなのかしら
Have you turned down Edgy's offer? Do you have a plan in mind?
とりあえずは記憶を取り戻しながら状況を判断しようかと
For now, I'm thinking of focusing on regaining my memory so that I can get a full grasp of my current
なる
situation.
ほどね
I see.
ここに来たついでに我が社のアーバルシティに寄っていきなさい
While you're here, go see Ox Oval
アー
City.
バルシティ独自基準の仮想空間を運営されているとか聞きましたけど
I heard you're in some kind of property virtual space. Is that true?
治安の保たれたフルフィードバックエリア我が社の誇る最新鋭のバーチャルスペースよ
It's a perfectly peaceful, full feedback area, a virtual space that is our pride and joy. Full feedback. With those words, she closes her eyes to signal the end of our little meeting.
じゃあ失礼します
Goodbye. Rain and I look to leave the room.
待って霧島レインさん
Wait, Rain. Kirishima.
はい何でしょうか
Yes, what is this?
あなたにはコウさんが随分お世話になったよ
Been
ね
a great help to Ko.
ありがと
Thank you.
うおばとして礼を言わせてもらうわ
As his aunt, you have my deepest gratitude.
いえ
Oh no. Oh no? My aunt silently stares at Rain's face. Suddenly Rain gasps and looks up.
困ったことがあっていつでも相談してちょうだい
Feel free to come to me if you ever need any help.
はいありがとうございます
I will, thank you. I don't know why, but Rain has a somewhat sad look right now.
おばさんと何かあったのかい
Something happened with her?
はいちゃんとで少しお話ししました
Yes, we chanted a bit.
ち
What?
ゃんと
もしかしてちゃんとの存在もお忘れですか
Did you forget about chants as
ちゃ
well?
んとって
I mean, like a hymn or something? Am I gonna get a new, like thingy, what am I should making
聞
things?
こえますか
Can you hear me? Oh, telepathy? Her lips are moving, I didn't hear that with my ears just
今
now.
はネット経由でスクランブルされたメッセージを直接送っています。これがチャントです。
I'm sending you scrambled messages via the internet right now. This is a direct message, what we call a chant. The words probably lift the veil covering my memories.
思い出せそうな気もするけど
I think I'm about to remember them, but it's not working.
唇を動かさないで。ニュージャックでささやくように言葉をイメージしてください。
The movie lives. Picture whispering words through your neurojack. I'm still confused, but I try to do as she says.
これで内緒話ができるわけだ
Like this, so we can have a private discussions this way. I hear my own voice ringing clearly in my head.
これならまず第三者に傍受されません。
That's why I say from ears of outsiders, who do you choose who you send it to? Because I didn't hear what they were talking about. Gee, that's convenient. It's almost like telepathy of
チャン
sorts.
トの使い方を思い出したところで、せっかくですからアーバルシティに寄っていきませんか。
But that you now remembered how to use chants anyway, why don't we drop by Baldr City while we're here? Or were we chanting the whole entire time then?
そうだないいかもしれない
It sounds good to me. Dive.
ここが仮想空間か
This is a virtual space. Blue skies, white clouds, and greenery everywhere. A little all too much for my eyes, which has grown due to Sushishiro's dreariness. This space is also lined with buildings that exist in perfect harmony with their surroundings. As erratic as their designs are, they're just as neatly
ガキの頃
maintained.
こんな光景をフォロで見たことがある気がするよ
I
そう
think that's
未来都市予想図とかそんな感じで
I think I saw something like this in a hologram movie before. I wanted a blueprint of how cities in the future will look like or
叶え
something.
られなかった人類の夢を仮想で再現したって感じで
It's
す
like
ね。
nine kinds of full dreamers come true online. Why would cities look like this? There's just greenery everywhere. Cities don't have this much greenery. For a part, Rain's also staring at the glittering city with her eyes wide open. Looking at this all too beautiful time makes me fully understand everything we've lost.
ようこそアーバルシティへ。
Welcome to a powerful city. A familiar voice reaches my ears. I turn to see a familiar girl standing on the ground smiling at us. Oh, it's the dead girl. Where aren't you? I wonder how she feels about me.
ねえあのさ変なこと聞くけど
Hey, I know this is a weird question.
君もしかして
Do you like... Do you like me? They're just 4 words, but I can't get them out. This is too hard. Besides, I'm not exactly thinking straight right now.
あーその
Oh,
そろそろ俺も戻るよ
I should get going too. She grabs me with her tiny hands. Her grip is surprisingly strong.
もう夜遅いし明日も朝からいろいろ用事があるし
I mean, saying I've got stuff to do in the morning. I can't believe what I'm saying. I'm basically making excuses to run away. Whoa! She suddenly grabs me back with all her might, making me fall onto my ass. She then tumbles down onto me herself. CG. I thought you were gonna fall on top, like, in front, but okay. You're behind me. She embraces me from behind and puts her hand on my shoulder, head on my shoulder. We're close enough for me to see a reflection of my face in her eyes and for her breath to gently swing my bangs. You can see a reflection in someone else's eyes. The road spreads across my back and I can feel something soft press against my shoulder
あ
blades.
ちょっと
What are you doing? My heart feels like it's about to explode.
少しいい
Embarrassed?
そりゃま
Well, yeah. She then pulls me closer. Oh. As her chest sticks out even closer to my back, I can feel my heart racing too.
少し
Embarrassed. She's feeling just as conscious of me as I am of her. The moment I realized that both my chest and head nearly blow up. She gives me a happy smile, her face all red. I'm going crazy here, but hearing her innocent laugh calms me down some. It's because I found out what I wanted to know wasn't necessary at all. Whether we say it out loud or not, we're both feeling the same way right now. So I don't mind if she notices these unspoken feelings of mine. So argues they could sleep somewhere else, right, like far away. In fact, that'd be perfect. The next day, I guess.
おはよ
Morning. When I head to the living room to get some breakfast, I find the others already seated at the
う。
table.
ようこう。寝不足か
Hey there, Cole. Didn't sleep much.
いや、たっぷり寝たはずなんだけど。
I'm pretty much sure I slept like a log. In the end, I fell asleep with that girl online. Not like anything happened, but thinking back on it makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside.
まだ目が覚めていないのかな。
I still half asleep. I can see she now she's peering into my face. Her bright eyes and luscious lips are right in my face. In front of my face, her cool breath is tinged with the scent of toothpaste.
何いきなり顔を赤くしてんのよ。
Why are you blushing?
知るか。どうしてなのかこっちが聞きたいよ。
Ask me, I want to know myself.
ああ、
God,
千夏先輩ついに歯ブラシまで置いちゃって。
you start keeping a toothbrush here now.
ちゃんと家に帰らないと家族の人が心配しますよ。
Folks are gonna know if you just start living here.
大丈夫。毎日連絡入れてるから。
I'll be fine. I'm calling them and letting them know every day.
菜の葉ちゃんこそ。入学式が終わって、やっと通い妻状態から解放だね。
And look who's talking. You must be happy that you don't have to be a computer wife now that you've officially enrolled.
通い妻ってですね。
Computer wife, please. Computer wife, because computers are like stuck in one place, unlike the chips, your brain chips, that are like always with you. So it's like a home wife, housewife. Now lets out a sigh, but soon moves on to serving food for me. I take the bowl overloaded with rice, and that's when I realize Makoto isn't around.
誠ちゃんは
Where's Makoto?
ちゃんずいぶん親しくなったのね。
Makoto, haven't we gone close?
ああ、ちょっとネットで話したんだ。
Oh, we spoke online for a bit. Where is
今
she?
朝早くお姉さんが迎えに来た。
Just came to pick her up this morning.
そうか。もう少し早く起きればよかったな。俺も
あ
見てあげたかったのに。
I should have woke up earlier then. I wanted to see her off too.
ああ、まったくその通りだ。3問損したな。ほう。
We should have. You really missed out, man. Master's got a playful smirk on his face.
何が損なんだ
Missed out on what?
そのお姉さん、お前にも礼を言いたがってたぜ。おまけにこれが可愛くってさ。
My sister wanted to help you for her help and she was a cutie to boot. She's the one that hit me.
って、お前もう少し食いつけよ。
Dude, how can you be so disinterested?
お前と一緒にするな。
Not you. That's that dead girl, right? Her sister is. Or at least the girl that hit me was, I'm pretty sure. I don't think I saw her, but I think she was a dead girl. To be honest, I'm a little bit curious.
なんかどこかで見たような気がするんだよな、その子。
Well, she's dead in the future, I guess, not in the present. The past? Yeah, the past, because these are flashbacks. But I don't know, I feel like I've met her somewhere before.
お前は可愛い子を見るといつもそうだろ。
You do that every time you see a cute
いや
girl.
そういうのじゃなくてだな。
I'm not talking about pickup lines, man, I really mean it.
でもなんかやっぱり寮でいろいろあったみたいだね、あの子。
Anyway, it does seem like she's been having problems at her dorm.
そうなのか。
Oh,
まあいじめられたらいつでも相談に来いとは言っておったけどね。
I told her she was welcome to come to us if she ever got picked on though. I think back to what happened last night, I bet her problems stem from that condition of hers.
ところでこうダイブしたまま寝てたでしょ。 それってダメ人間への第一歩だよ。
By the way, Ko, you went to sleep in the middle of a dive, didn't you? You know that's one step to becoming a deadbeat, right? Aki always does that. Yeah.
あ、いいんですよ、アキ先輩は。アキ先輩はなんだってプロなんですから。
It's okay for you, Aki. You're a
プ
professional.
ロのダメ人間。
A professional deadbeat.
ですからそうじゃなくて。
That's not what I meant. Listen to me. She turns to me cheating, but I've got nothing to do with this, right? Wait, Aki's looking at me too. Well, no, it was surprising enough to see her so serious last night, but 2 days in a row.
ちょっと来て。
Come with me for a sec. Say no more, she stands up and leaves the living room. I'm a bit confused, but I follow her anyway. You want to talk about how that person invaded your place yesterday? Less than a minute later, we're both standing in a private space. Aki's complete silence is actually struggling to find the words she wants to
アキ
say.
ネ、何か話があるんだろ？
You wanted to talk, right? Yeah. She takes a deep breath and looks at me like she's made up her mind. Okay.
こう、ゆうべここに入ったよね。
You went there last night, didn't you? She points at the door leading to the meadow
う
again.
ん、入ったけど。
Yeah, why? Perhaps did she realize I saw her sleeping naked?
あのね、アキネ、見たと言ってもちらっと隙間から見えた程度で。
Listen, because I didn't see while there was a tiny gap.
何のこと？
What are you talking about?
あれ？
Huh? Well, that's not it. Then why is she asking about last night?
ゆうべもあの子に会ったでしょ？
We met that girl last night
あ
too.
の子ってここによく来てる子のことだよね。
You mean the one that's here
変だ
often?
と思わなかった？
Yeah, what about it? Did you find it strange?
確かに。まさかあんな時間にまで来てるとは思わなかったけどね。
Oh yeah, I wasn't expecting her to be here so late. Yeah, she's like an AI. What's she trying to say?
あの子のことどう思う？
Tamiko, how do you feel about her?
どう思うって。
How do I feel? Did she ask me if I like her first, Makoto, and now Aki? I don't know why, but I find myself wavering. But while this is an awkward question to answer, I know I can speak my mind with her.
それは
Well,
はっきりとはわからないけど。
I don't know for sure yet, but I make up my mind and try spelling out these vague feelings of mine.
気がつくと会いに来ちゃってるんだ。
I find myself coming to see whenever I have a chance.
ちゃんと意志が通じ合ってるのが嬉しくて。
We can hold a conversation, but we understand each other anyway, and that makes me really happy.
可愛らしくて元気だし声も綺麗で、でもそれより何よりあんなに気持ちが通じる女の子って初めてで。
She's adorable, full of life, and has a beautiful voice. Most of all, she's the first girl I've ever met that I've been able to have such a frank relationship with. The more I talk about this, the faster my heart beats. Her face flashes through my mind and makes my chest tighten
ひょ
up.
っとしたら好きなのかもしれない。
I think I might be in love with her. But this is all new to me, so I don't know for sure. I went and said it. I'm blushing so hard I can't look Aki in the eye. She doesn't say a word, so I have my eyes glued to the ground for a while. Like, I don't think she's real, but I'm pretty sure in one of the flashbacks I saw that girl in the real world with I guess her sister, because they look the same.
ごめん。
Sorry. When she finally speaks, she sounds really sad. I look up and see a pained look on her face.
どうしたんだよ。
What's wrong?
最悪。私最低。
I'm an awful person.
最低って。
What?
アキネ、
Seriously,
一体何かどうしちゃったの？
what's the
王
matter?
に死んで詫びたい気分。
Wanna kill myself to show how sorry I am. Is she not real? I've never seen her get so down on herself before. She looks downcast and her lips are shaking. Tears might well up in her eyes too.
なあ、アキネ。
Hey Aki. I grab her hand and try to calm her down.
理由があるなら話してみてよ。
Tell me why you're saying all this. I start getting kind of anxious, but I hold it in.
いい話じゃないのかもしれないけど、でもちゃんと逃げずに真面目に聞くよ、俺。
It may not be something I want to hear, but I'm moving away. I'll hear you out. Okay. She gives a faint nod and looks Why he looks at me.
あの子の名前知らないよね。
Oh, you don't know her name,
教え
right?
てくれるの？
You'll tell me? Yeah,
私とこうだけの内緒で。
we'll be our secret. Oh, don't get a choice. Probably not as a flashback. He takes a deep breath and...
XNA12 X4R SWO1 スラッシュ AN79
Yeah, she's not real. XN-812-X4R-S001/A979. After putting that all out at once, she stares warily at me to gauge my reaction.
随分と変わった名前だね。
That's one peculiar name. That stupid response is all I can manage. But because I figured out that it's a serial
試
number.
作型プロジェクト A12 形式名 X4R S の001番
Prototype of Project A12. System code X4R. Serial number 0001. I choose the first model.
スラッシュの後はシグネス社開発者秋西野の79番
The part of the slash is the developer signature. Aki Nishino 79. Saying all that was her out, and she lets out a big sigh.
試作型
Prototype?
アキネーのシグネスチャ
Your signature?
そう
That's
あの
right.
子はノンプレイヤーキャラクター
She's a non-player character. The NPC girl is lying in front of me. She's staring at my face full of worry. I don't know what to say to her. We've stayed like this for nearly an hour.
君が NPC だったなんてね。
I can't believe you're an NPC. She's not the avatar of an actual human being, but an AI program that imitates a person. In other words, she's not all that different from the cats that were around Aki last night. Of course, there are NPCs everywhere online. They just look like people and act as receptionists, guides and stuff. But no matter how realistic those NPCs look, they're easily identifiable from their stiff speech patterns and fake expressions. But there's no way anyone would mistake one for a human avatar, and yet here I am. At this point, everything about her, from her vibrant expressions to her adorable vibrant gestures to her adorable expressions, feels artificial to me. And that makes me a little sad. She hasn't changed at all, obviously. It's all just a matter of perspective. Here I was thinking I was in love with her and stuff, but what it took was learning the truth about her to turn me into a mess.
NPC に罪悪感を抱くの。君の人格は AI が演じているだけなのにさ。
So you do feel guilt towards an NPC, huh? I mean, your personality isn't real, it's just something the AI is acting out. Yeah, but I feel like she's a bit more advanced than, you know, like, what's our current things, like AI chatbots currently? Because, like, those don't think, they just, try to predict things. I think this one may think and learn. So maybe you shouldn't, like, say that in front of them.
罪悪感
Guilt. But does her AI feel the emotions it acts out? I don't think so. Maybe. Well, emotions. AIs are unlike human beings. They have a collective intelligence that are formed by their self-evolving logic and have a very real sense of individuality. I know that they have a will of their own, but what lies at its foundation is very different from what drives us. Can their peculiar egos truly understand human emotions? And even if they do, can they empathize with them?
ごめんこう
Sorry, Ko. Aki Speaker's been watching from afar and starts apologizing
何
again.
度も謝らなくていいよ。アキネーに怒っているわけじゃないからさ。
We apologize enough, it's not like I'm mad or
け
anything,
ど
but I can tell just by looking at her that she's worried about me. I don't feel like getting mad at her at all. There's something I want to ask her.
どうして最初に彼女が NPC って言ってくれなかったのさ。
Say, why did you tell me she was an NPC right at the
本
beginning?
当はすぐに
I
教
wanted
え
to.
るつもりだった
俺がこの子を気に入っちゃったから。それで 言い出しづらくなったのかい？
But you couldn't. Was it because I took a liking to her?
それもある
Holly.
けど、それだけじゃない。
But that's not all.
嬉しかった。
I was happy. She glances at me as she speaks.
あの子を普通の女の子みたいに扱ってくれるのが嬉しくて。
I was happy you treat her like an ordinary
そ
girl.
りゃだって
So I couldn't. Well, yeah. I'm a CSU student in the second gen too. I'm completely familiar with NPCs I wouldn't normally mistake one for an avatar. But this one didn't seem to be anything but an ordinary girl.
本当にすごいよ、アキネは。こんな NPC を作れるなんて見直したよ。
You're really amazing. I'm impressed you built such a realistic NPC.
けどだからこそちょっぴり恨むけどね。
I'm gonna hold it against you a little bit.
本当にごめん。
I'm really sorry. With an apologetic look, she places her hand atop the girl's head.
オッケー。
And the girl looks at her worriedly. Her expression makes it seem like she's concerned for her from the bottom of her
この
heart.
子は私の憧れ。私より優しくて普通の女の子らしい。
She's my dream, a gentler, more girly version than me. It's supposed to be based off you.
明るく誰にでも好かれる子。そうあって欲しかったから。
She becomes who everyone likes, that's why I wanted to be, her to be. An avatar of Aki's desire. Maybe that's also why she couldn't tell me about the NPC thing. That actually makes me feel a little bit sorry for
アキネ
her.
だって容姿は悪くないんだし、物臭が収まれば誰にだって好かれるさ。
Now you're pretty attractive yourself, if you just fix your laziness, everyone would like you too.
優しいね。
So nice. After gently stroking the NPC's hair one more time, Aki changes gear and looks at me seriously.
一つだけ覚えておいて。
Keep this one thing in mind,
こ
Kao.
の子は単なる NPC じゃない。
She's not ordinary NPC.
特別に思い入れのある作品って以外の意味でかい？
When it's just a creation you put your heart and soul into, there's more to it.
そう。
Yes.
正確に言えば私の作品とも言えない。
Can't recall my creation exactly. I can't tell. I can tell she's choosing her words carefully. She might be ready to reveal a part of the girl's secrets. I try to listen carefully to what she
この
says.
子はユニーク。複製不能な存在。
She's unique, impossible to replicate.
そんなに強力なプロテクトが仕掛けられているの？
Encrypted her that
そう
strongly?
じゃない。プロテクトなんて気休め。この子は原理的に複製不能。
That's not it. Encryption's not just placebo. It's actually impossible to replicate
その
invincible.
原理は呆れるほど単純。
And the reason is stupidly
コウ
simple.
には教えてあげられないけど、
Can't tell you though.
じゃあコピーは作れない。
So you can't make any copies.
コピーを作ったとしても別の存在になってしまう。
Even if I did, it'd
量
be
産
someone
して生ま
else.
れるものは、それはすでにこの子じゃない。
Any mass-produced version of her won't be her from the start. She decides it's time for a break and waits to see how I
ユ
react.
ニークな存在。
Unique, huh? The only one of her kind in the world, so if I see her body is lost, I'll never get to see her again. So if her body is lost, I'm even more confused now. Where do humans end and NPCs
その
begin?
子を嫌わないであげて。コウがいないとき、
Don't hate her. She seems pretty
本当
lonely
に
without
寂し
you.
そうだから。
Saying that she starts to log out.
嫌いになんて
Hate her, I. That's when I realized something. Aki said the girl seems lonely. Does that mean she thinks she has
ね
emotions?
ねえ、もう
Hey,
一つだけ教えて。
tell me just
この子
one
には
thing.
本当に感情があるの？自分の感情を理解しているの？
Does she really have emotions? Does she understand how she feels?
中国語の部屋の問題ね。
Depending on where you stand on the Chinese room argument, even if they can't hold a conversation, they can perform tasks, do a job.
AI にもクオリアがある。が私の立場。
I believe AIs have quota too. But if they don't have a heart, they're not compatible of forming emotional
そ
bonds
して、
capable.
その子は人の感情を学習している。
That girl's learning about human emotions right now.
それが この子が単なる NPC じゃないということ。
Is that why you said she was no ordinary NPC? Aki gives a vague nod and disappears.
人の感情を学習しているか。
And by human emotions.
ねえ、君は何を考えているの？
Tell
人の
me,
感情をちゃんと理解しているの？
what are you thinking? Do you understand how we feel?
さ
With a sad look, she begins to speak. Lisa. She flaps her mouth with her hands clenched by her chest, like she's desperately trying to drag something out of there.
寂しい
Lonely. And this is one word clearly.
寂しいって。
Lonely?
寂しい寂しい
Lonely, sad. She grabs my arm and tries to tell me how she's feeling. Only then do I notice the tears welling up in her eyes.
寂しいって。
Lonely.
どうして？
But
俺
why?
はここにいるのに。
I'm right here. She leans into my arms instead of answering my question. Oh. Her slender body is soft, warm, and smells nice. I can feel her heart beating through her chest. Oh. Her cute face closes in her mind. Without her eyes full of tears, she peers through my consciousness. Unconscious. Wait. If like that thing went off and the school exploded and the computer in the school, she's like dead unless they move the computer, right? Oh, okay.
寂しい
Sad. The moment she whispers that to me, my heart starts to pounding, pumping again, not pounding. And hers in turn starts beating faster.
そうだよな。
Yeah,
寂しいよな。こん
of
な
course she'd be sad. I finally get it, she was just as sad as me. Once I found out she was an NPC, my attitude towards her changed. That must have made her feel so sad and
ごめ
lonely.
んな。
I'm sorry. Sharp pain runs through my chest and I give her a big hug.
わ
Even as she lets out a gasp, a smile returns to her face. We can feel each other's breath. That's how close we are. Suddenly her cheeks turn red. And I just hugged the girl. My face burns up too. We both step back at the same time. We laughed together like before. Everything that was weighing me down is swept away and replaced by a warm, gentle emotion. I don't know what this feeling is called. I don't think it's love exactly.
こう嬉しい
Oh, happy.
ああ、そうだな。
Right, very
嬉しいよな。
happy. Losing track of time, we look at each other with the biggest smiles on our faces. Okay. Yeah. Alright. Da 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 da.